Hello everyone, my name is Gabe Jackson, and the book that I chose for our presentation is called Trippers Travels, an International Scrapbook. And this story is about a dog that travels all over the world, and we learn a lot about different parts of the world through his travels. Now, this story is usually used for third grade social studies, and that's what I'm going to be using it for our lesson today. The components of literacy that we're going to be looking at is comprehension. What we want to do is make connections between things in other countries that are similar to things in the United States and things that are different from things in the United States. The Maryland Voluntary Curriculum Standard is Standard 2.0 under Social Studies third grade curriculum, Peoples and Nations of the World. Students will understand how people in Maryland, the United States, and around the world are alike and how they're different. The topic is elements of culture, and the objectives are to use fiction and nonfiction to compare the elements of several cultures and how they meet their human needs for clothing, food, shelter, recreation, education, stories, art, music, and language. The second objective is to explain how and why media such as the internet, television, radio, and newspaper provide opportunities for us to understand perspectives about other cultures. A quick summary of our story. Tripper is a dog who travels around the world, and in this book he travels to lots of different destinations. He travels to France, Italy, Egypt, Kenya, Russia, India, Japan, Australia, Mexico, and then his last stop is in the United States. As he travels to all of his different destinations, he dives into the culture and sort of looks at different things such as food, transportation, holidays, flags, leisure activities, traditions, shelter, clothing, climate, music, and national landmarks. Also, in his different destinations, he teaches us common greetings and things like that in different languages, in all the different languages that are represented by the different countries. This story is a rather long story, so in order to fit everything into one lesson for the day, what I've decided to do is to focus strictly on 3 different countries. And the 3 countries that I was going to concentrate on would be France, Kenya, and Russia. All right, if we open up, we start with a map of the world. And then we go right into France. We have the Eiffel Tower, and it says the Eiffel Tower is the symbol of Paris. It has 2.5 million rivets holding it together. It blew me away. Now, a good question that would be able to be asked to a class is to compare this to another symbol that they might think of in the United States. An example of that they may give maybe the Golden Gate Bridge, or the Washington Monument, or maybe the Statue of Liberty. Another great example, you can take a boat trip in the Seine River. It runs through the heart of Paris. I rented a doggy houseboat. That's something that the students may not have known that existed before reading this book, a houseboat. That's not something that's very common here in the United States. France. In the United States, we talk a lot about the 4th of July and make a big thing of the 4th of July, and the students might be able to make a connection by learning about France's 4th of July, Bastille Day. July 14th is Bastille Day, France's Independence Day. It's filled with celebrations, parades, and fireworks. Jets fly over, blowing out red, white, and blue smoke. Now, you can also talk to the students about what they may have done for the 4th of July and any similarities that they may have experienced between what was read here with Bastille Day and their own personal experiences. Now, what I found very interesting was at the top, it says, here are some French words that I learned. If you look close, here we go. It has a bunch of different translations of common phrases for the students to learn. And I think that would be great for the ELL students, the English language learners, because it sort of puts everybody on an even playing field as far as learning new vocabulary. Next, we would talk about Kenya. Now our first picture shows Nairobi City Market. It says, see all the fruit and vegetables in the Nairobi City Market. Maru is buying food for lunch. Now the students can look at the pictures and they may be able to analyze some similarities. If they look at the pictures, they may see pineapples, they may see bananas, those look like oranges and maybe apples. So those may be some things that they've purchased when they've gone to the grocery store. Next, we can look at Russia. Now this is something I found very interesting that I didn't even know about. And this is called, work with me, hopefully I'll be able to make this out, Massanissa. It's a carnival at the beginning of Lent that celebrates the coming of spring. People dress up in costumes and burn a scarecrow. Everyone eats bellinis, which are pancakes, which are round like the sun. Now, if the students were to look at the picture and see everyone dressed up, they may think of a similar holiday, maybe Halloween. And at the end, in all the different languages that are represented in the book, there's common phrases. They have French, Italian, Arabic, Swahili, and a number of other languages. That's my presentation, and thank you for listening.